what you're thinking, and no, this is not Disney World. This is Financial Friends, and welcome back everybody to another video here on the channel. Financial Friends is a community for everything business, finance, and investing related. And so if you like any of that stuff, please feel free to join the friend group. I post videos here 3 times a week, and I also post on these various social medias, so you can go ahead, sauce Financial Friends a follow, join the friend group, and learn and talk and chat and discuss finance, business, and investing news. So what you're looking at right now, it's probably why you clicked on this video in the first place, is a castle. And like I said, we're not at Disney World. This is a moat. And we're going to talk about what a moat is and what an economic moat is, why that matters, and what companies have it, and really what it translates to, and why you should even care about what it is in the first place. So first things first, what is a moat? Okay, a moat is a deep, broad ditch that's either dry or filled with water that's dug around or surrounds a castle. It's fortification, right? It is the protection. It's a layer of defense, a layer of protection, a physical one at that. And so it doesn't really mean much until you make it economic. And we put some Google logos on there, and boom, now it's an economic moat. This was created by, or really conceptualized by, Mr. Warren Buffett himself, and he says that an economic moat is a distinct advantage that a company has over its competitors, which allows it to protect its market share and profitability. It's often an advantage that is difficult to mimic or duplicate, and thus creates an effective barrier from competition. That in and of itself doesn't mean much, right? We now know what a moat is. We know what an economic version of a moat is, but what does it translate to? We know that Google probably has one because I put the logos there, right? But let's dive a little bit further into that. Let me go ahead and move myself so that way I'm not in the way. Here are different versions of economic moats. Now, there's plenty more than this. I want to stress that there's a ton of different ways that a company can have some form of advantage or defensible advantage over another company. But a cost, right? Having the lowest priced version of something. Regulation where other people can't get to you. Intangible assets, things like branding and patents that make it hard for other people to do the same thing as you. This would be a perfect example, would be medication. If you have a patent on that medication, you can produce that medication and just you for until that patent expires, and then generic versions of that medication can come out. The high cost of switching. This could potentially play into Apple, but more or less the network effect and digital moat that kind of have those same things. But Apple is, again, like I mentioned, a good sort of definition of both the network effect, the fact that so many people use FaceTime and you just want to FaceTime, or you just want your bubble to be blue and not green. And then the large engaged audience. This could be YouTube, this could be Google searching, this could be Facebook or Instagram, right? You don't want to go on a social media where nobody else is. Both a large engaged audience and a network effect. So you can kind of pick and choose your own examples of what companies fit these. I went ahead and collected a good chunk of companies that I think fit, and I'm going to again move myself just on Apple because we all know what Apple is, right? I can block that one. But here I have Uber, Airbnb, Google, Walt Disney, Johnson & Johnson, Coke, Tesla, and Pepsi. And then obviously Apple behind my face. Pause the video right now and let me know, or really let yourself know. You can comment it down below though if you'd like to kind of type it up, what you think this moat is for each individual company. Now, I have my own version of what I think it is, and you might interpret it a little differently. That moat, right, that little river or around, might be wider, might be smaller, right? Might be less deep, more deep. There might be more definition to that moat. There might be a wideness to that moat. But all of these companies have had or do have a moat. Uber. Uber is a what? A ride-hailing service. And they also now do Uber Eats where the food gets delivered to you. They do not own one vehicle. Their cost is minimal. The exact same thing is true of Airbnb. Now, of course, their moat is 100% not in the fact that it's not reparable or, repeatable, copyable, okay? Because you have VRBO or Verbo, you have Lyft, or you have other versions of these applications. You have DoorDash in terms of Uber Eats, Grubhub in terms of Uber Eats, Postmates in terms of Uber Eats, right? It's repeatable and it's copy and pastable. However, initial movers in the space, big brand names, plays a role in that too. Google, for example. Google has a ton of users. It has a ton of data. It knows what you're looking for, and it has the best way to give you the best results. That data in and of itself is a moat. Not to mention the fact that there's not a single person out there that says, hey, go web search that. No one does that. Hey, go Google that, right? The name of the company is associated with the product that it gives. Apple has its own moat, right? People love this logo. This is a cult following right here. The ecosystem is, again, in and of itself a moat. They have brand loyalty. They have brand recognition. They have the whatever I just mentioned, the fact that the ecosystem keeps you in and you can never leave, and no other brand or company has that. But they still have Google's search engine, in Safari. Google has a moat. Johnson & Johnson, creator of Motrin, Tylenol, and the Band-Aid. A lot of people will say, hey, just grab me a Motrin. What do they go and grab? They grab ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is Motrin. Tylenol is a painkiller. People will just say the word Motrin and Tylenol. The bigger one of those two, however, is Band-Aid. If you've thought your whole life that a Band-Aid is a Band-Aid, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're wrong. A Band-Aid is a bandage, and Band-Aid is just the brand. Pepsi and Coke. When you go into a restaurant, what do you ask the server? Do you have Coke or Pepsi products? Do you ask if they have Dr. Pepper products? Do you ask if they serve iced tea? Do you ask if they serve chocolate milk? Or any other brand of drink? No. You ask if they have Coke and you ask if they have Pepsi, because these are the two most recognizable brands probably in the world. Tesla has hundreds of thousands of cars on the road right now. What are they all doing? They are collecting data. They have a data moat. Walt Disney World is one of, again, the most recognizable brands in the world. Mickey Mouse. Everybody knows who Mickey Mouse is. I mean, you even thought that we were in a Disney. You thought we were in Disney right here. That's what you thought. Thought you saw a castle and you thought, oh, Disney. It's recognizable. So again, recognizable, an absolute moat in the fact that these are difficult to copy. You cannot copy these brands. You cannot copy the ecosystem that Apple has. Johnson & Johnson doesn't make bandages. They have Band-Aids. They're just bandages. These companies don't even have economic tie-downs. They just have to pay employees. They don't have cars. They don't have buildings or hotels. So let me know down below in the comments, what companies have you found that you think have a moat? What type of moat is that? What gives it its advantage? And how did you find it, right? How did you come across this? Was it way out there in the open, or did you have to dig for some patent? Let me know down below in the comments. Like I said, feel free to join the Financial Friends community. I hope this video taught you something. I hope you learned something new. If you did learn something new, go ahead and share it down below in the comments as well. Comment section is an open forum. I'm always replying, liking, and letting people know. Like I said, if you learn something new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell right next to it. That way you're notified when a new video comes out. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care.